I'd like to now recognize Representative Michael Cloud, the gentleman from Texas. Mr. Cloud proudly serves Texas 27th Congressional District, is a member of the House Appropriations Committee and the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, and we appreciate you being here. You may proceed. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to be here, and also address the chairman over here, my colleague from Texas. I think this committee needs to pass a resolution saying you can't quit or something. You know, we're a little upset you're leaving us to continue to fight the battle, but certainly appreciate the voice of clarity. And I'll also say the voice of courage you've been in swimming upstream on the headwinds that try to keep the status quo in this place. It goes for you too, Vice Chair. Appreciate the work that y'all are doing. I wanted today to talk about the issue of our national debt and our spending. This has been mentioned a number of times today. Of course, a tremendous national security issue. It's also, as we try to address affordability and inflation and all those different kind of things, it's a huge driver of those issues as well. And at a cost of $1 trillion a year, our debt servicing is the third largest share of our national deficit every year, second only to Social Security and Medicare. So this is pretty significant, and of course, our debt servicing serves no value to the taxpayer. It's dollars that don't go to any sort of help or program or anything, and so, you know, when we're looking for areas to find savings for the American people and to bring fiscal sanity to what's going on, and it's unconscionable, really, that we continue to borrow from the generations that are coming after us. That's just immoral to try to meet the needs of today on the backs of our kids and our grandkids. And so this is an issue that needs to be addressed, and this is one of the reasons why the very first bill I introduced in Congress was the Cost Estimates Improvement Act back in 2018. The Cost Estimates Improvement Act would require the Congressional Budget Office to incorporate interest costs when scoring bills. And so, like anyone who's bought a car or a house, you realize that the sticker price isn't the real price. There's a monthly fee that comes along with that, and you're paying interest. And sometimes in the case of housing, you might end up paying more in interest costs, actually, than the sticker price, depending on how you structure that loan. Well, we don't even count the cost of interest when we're weighing the legislation that comes before our body. And it would behoove us, it's so important for us to be counting the cost of that because it is such a major driver of our deficit. And so thankfully this committee passed our bill out of committee, so I want to thank you for the work on that in a bipartisan fashion. Really, this is not a partisan issue, and so this should be an easy fix. You know, when it came to Congress in 2018, this is one of those things that you think will be an easy fix, you know, and it's surprising that it's taken 5-6 years now. We're still working on trying to get such an easy thing fixed, like getting the Congressional Budget Office to do something that they should be doing without even being asked, and that's to count the cost of interest. So I just ask this committee to take it up again, and let's do what we can to get it out of committee again this term, as y'all did the, last session, and get this to the House floor and get it passed. I certainly would appreciate it, and you know, it would just do great service for us as a Congress trying to work on behalf of the American people. I also do want to share the concern to the Budget Committee on the need for increased transparency with the CBO. I appreciate the efforts of the CBO recently as we work through reconciliation and the like to try to bring some transparency to the process, and but I do think it's important for us to codify that. I know Representative Warren Davidson has a CBO Show Your Act bill that I think would be very important for them to show and to publish the models, the data, the assumptions that it's using when scoring legislation. It's important that their scores be peer reviewed and that be public, because as we know, many of their estimates have been off by wide margins. Their scoring of the Inflation Reduction Act, for example, failed to account for trillions of dollars in Green New Deal spending. I think it was estimated initially to be a $238 billion savings, and Wall Street came out and said, no, it's actually going to cost over $1 trillion, and then that continued to grow the longer it went on until we kind of put a stop to it in our reconciliation bill. And so it's important we deal with that. At the same time, the Health Division has been partisan. There's no Republicans in the health division, so their scores certainly, as we address the healthcare needs, need to be addressed. And I just realized I'm way over my time, so I apologize, and I will be quiet now and yield back to the chairman. Thank you for your indulgence. I'm sorry.
No, thank you, Mr. Cloud. We've been given some extra time, so you're perfectly fine. I think your first bill, the Cost Estimates Improvement Act, did, as you know, pass last session. I think it was just told it was a 17-7 vote, so it was a bipartisan bill.
Yeah.
I think it's a great bill, and I think the plan is potentially to bring that bill up for vote again this session, and hopefully we can get it to the floor and get it passed in the House. And then the chairman has been leading the way in holding CBO accountable,
Yes.
Asking them for more transparency, asking them for an audit, and so, I think he'll view that bill pretty favorably as well. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth,
100%.
but thank you for being here.
Mr. Chairman, just for my colleagues, Mr. Edwards and Mr. Moore, for their edification as well, when we pass 14 bipartisan bills out of this committee, which has never happened in 50 years, 2 became law, again, unprecedented. But don't think that just because they haven't become law that people aren't receiving the message that we're sending. CBO has been objectively acknowledged and affirmed for showing more of their models now.
Right.
They know that we expect that, and whether we pass legislation or not, that message has been sent and received. They have changed some of their panels and panel members in healthcare specifically. Now, I'm not saying it's all fixed and it's all good and we can all, just, go home thinking it's been done, but it's making a difference. We're getting better information. We're getting the cost of interest as part of the overall cost. So the work here is to make it the law, so there's no question it's going to happen, but it's to continue to persist in sending the message of what the American people deserve and what their customers, CBO's customers, which is you, and every member, Republican or Democrat, expect from them. Thank you for your leadership.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Cloud, for being here.